you tell us your full name?
Hannah Mae Coleman,
And what's your school?
Trinity Elementary.
Now tell me about that fantastic picture next to you.
We used 3D shapes to make it, and we used pencil, and then we used Sharpie and then we colored it with colored pencil.
Well, what inspired you to draw that?
I liked the colors, and I added texture to it to make it look rough and stuff. And I added things to make the roof for it.
What is it about art that you like the most?
I like looking at things around me and trying to draw it.
How did art change for you at all during the pandemic? Did you draw more or color more?
Me and my family did color nights, and we would draw and do more things.
That's fantastic. Thanks very much, Hannah, for the fantastic art you drew, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Perla, can you tell us your full name?
Perla Lugo,
And what school do you go to?
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough. Now talk about your picture. What made you draw that? How did you draw it?
Well, I really like eyes, so I went with a bunny eye. And I really like pastels, and I would know that it looks pretty with it. So that's why.
What kind of materials did you use besides pastels?
I used pencils and a black paint.
Fabulous. What inspired you besides your love of eyes?
Well, I do love art. It's just peaceful for me, and I really always draw everything.
Now, this past year has been rough with the pandemic. How has that changed your art? Do you get a chance to draw more, or has it impacted your art at all?
Well, it's the same. I get like art things at home. I can draw and everything. I put it in my wall, and not really nothing about it.
Perla, congratulations on this award, and thank you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations. Would you tell us your name, please?
Adeline Marie Haney,
And what school do you go to?
Winstead Elementary.
And talk to me about your art. That is a very unusual piece. What did you use to make it?
I used just pencils to outline it and then colored pencils to like fill it in.
And what inspired you to draw that?
I don't know.
Is there a deeper meaning or anything? It's just really cool.
I don't think there is actually.
That's a cool thing about art, isn't it? What inspires you about art?
I just like doing it.
Why do you like doing it?
I think it's fun, and I think you can do anything you want with it.
Now, this past year has been a really weird year for everybody. How did that impact your art? Were you able to draw more? Did it bring you closer to art? Or how did it affect your art and creativity?
I think I was just drawing more. I don't really know why, but I was. And like painting and stuff like that.
Fabulous. Congratulations again, and thank you very much for sharing your talent with us. Garrett, would you tell us your full name, please?
My name is Garrett Buhner.
And what school do you go to?
I go to Clovercroft Elementary.
Now tell us about this fantastic picture to your side. What are we looking at?
Well, I made this during school, and it could be a cheeseburger, it could be a hamburger, it could be whatever you want to call it. And in the back, it was like a little design or something. I really don't know what I was doing with it. In the back, it took like 2 weeks, and yeah, I had to put the bacon on there and the lettuce. I probably should have colored in the whiteness on the lettuce, though. That one, no. Slides. I made the back out of markers, and the burger itself is a marker too, and the plate is crayons.
Now what inspired you to draw a burger?
Well, my dad cooks the best burgers ever, and we'll all eat them, and they're awesome.
That's a great reason. What is it you like about art?
And I just love it where you can like express your emotions, and you can just draw whatever you want.
Now this past year has been unusual. How has it changed your art or your love of art?
Well, now since COVID's hit, I've been staying home a lot more often, and just drawing has been my go-to thing. Like you gotta come home and draw. Have to.
That's fantastic. Congratulations,
Thank
Garrett,
you.
and thanks for this fantastic piece of art.
You're welcome.
Would you tell us your name, please?
I'm Lila Benjamin,
Lila, what school do you go to?
Scales Elementary.
Now tell us about that fantastic picture next to you.
Well, in school, we were doing Picasso art, and we did something called Roll a Picasso, where you would roll a dice, and like if I rolled a 2 for the face, it would tell me what kind of face to draw, like the shape of it. And so that's how I ended up with that face shape and the ears and the eyes. Then we used colored pencils, and I kind of colored it just with some colors I picked out of the box.
Now, did you see the Picasso exhibit?
No.
Did you study Picasso at school?
Well, the teacher kind of taught us a little before we did the art about him.
That's awesome. What is it you like about art?
Well, I kind of just like to draw things and color them. I just think it's fun.
Now, this has been a really strange year for everybody. How has that affected how you draw? Do you draw more? Do you spend more time doing art? Has it, changed your perspective on art?
Well, before I went back to school, I was being homeschooled this year, and I did art a lot of the times, like when I had free time.
More so than normal?
Yes, probably, yeah.
Well, Lila, thank you so much. The art is fantastic. Congratulations, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Emily, would you tell us your name, please?
My name is Emily King,
And you go to what school?
College Grove.
Now tell us about that great looking picture next to you.
It's an aquarium picture. I forgot what it's called, but it's like where you're walking in a hallway, and then there's this aquarium all around you.
What made you decide to draw an aquarium?
Our art teacher assigned it to us, and we just imagined what we were going to do, and we just drew it.
Now, what did you use to draw it?
A lot of crayons and a Sharpie and pencil, and my computer so I could look fish up.
What do you like about art?
I like that I can use my creativity and I can express my feelings.
talk about the past year. How has that affected your art?
It's made me a little bit better with like shadows and everything because my grandmother, she gave me art lessons while we were at home. So she gave me art lessons to learn more stuff to do with art. So I learned how to use pastels and charcoal and shade and all that stuff.
Well, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, would you tell us your name, please?
My name is Emily Long.
And you go to what school?
I go to Crockett Elementary School.
Emily, why don't you tell us about that great picture next to you?
Well, we were talking in art about extreme settings, and she told us to do a picture about our treehouse, what we would really enjoy to have, and I wanted to make 3 houses so I could fit everybody that I wanted to keep in it. And I put stairs on it on every branch to be able to visit everybody that would be staying in my treehouse. And the background, I really enjoy drawing. I really enjoy drawing sunsets, and the birds. I like to draw those in them too.
What materials did you use to make it?
I used markers, and I used crayons, and I used a black marker to outline everything in my picture.
What is it that draws you to art?
I really enjoy drawing what I feel like would be what I like to do in life and what I like about things, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Has art been any different this past year for you?
I feel like yes, it has, because I've had more free time over these past few months, and I have been drawing more at my house and in my free time. Yeah.
Well, keep up the good work, Emily. You're very talented, and we'd love to see more of your art.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Would you tell us your name, please?
Audra Grace Luskin,
And what school do you go to?
Thompson Station Elementary School.
Now tell us about that great looking picture to your side.
So I drew 3D shapes because we were like learning how to basically draw 3D shapes.
And you did that with what? Pencil?
Yeah, with pencil.
Okay. Tell us what you like about art.
It's just really fun, and I don't know why I like it. It's just really fun.
Have you done more art or less art, or how has this past year affected your art?
I got way better at it, and I have a lot of art.
Well, I hope you continue drawing and continue with your art because you're very talented.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and congratulations.
My name's Ivy Richardson.
And what school do you go to?
I go to Perry Creek.
Now talk to us about that really cool picture next to you.
Well, I did it because I did a Zentangle because, well, I like zebras and I like to have art and do colorful and black and white things.
So what kind of materials did you use to draw that?
I used a pencil at first, and then I used a thick Sharpie and a tiny Sharpie. Then I use these type of watercolor pencils where you can just color and then wet it and it'll turn up to that.
Well, how does it make you feel when you look at that?
Good.
What do you like about art?
I like how you can get creative and you can do basically whatever you want.
Has art changed for you at all this past year? Because it's been really a strange year.
A bit.
How has it changed? Are you drawing more or painting more?
A couple of weeks ago, I just started to draw more. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I hope you continue to draw more because you're really very talented. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. Would you tell us your name, please?
Audrey Hicklin,
And what school do you go to?
Lipscomb Elementary.
Now tell us about that great looking picture.
So this is a balloon animal that I made in art class. I really enjoyed it and I loved making it. I think it's really pretty and I liked everything about it.
Well, this is such an unusual subject. I mean, I've not ever seen a picture of a balloon animal before. What inspired you to do that?
This guy named Jeff Koons. We did a kind of inspirational picture at art class about him and what he makes.
Fabulous. What do you like about art?
I just like creating whatever you can, and you can use whatever colors, and you can just make whatever you want.
How did this past year impact your art?
I've been doing a lot of coloring and drawing at school, and I think that's really helped with my art skills.
Well, it certainly has shown through in this work. It's fantastic. Keep up the great work and congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, hello. So what is your name?
Zoe,
And what is your art teacher's name?
Miss Cochran,
And what school do you attend, Zoe?
Liberty Elementary.
All right. Tell us a little bit about what inspired your picture here.
We were supposed to pick 3 words that described us and then draw it as a symbol. So I picked Greece because my dad's dad was born in Greece. I picked puppies because I have 2 puppies. And I picked loving because I'm loving.
Awesome. And how did you make that?
It was, first we drew it and then like the symbol, and then we got a foam cutout and we took our pencil and drew the same symbol into the foam cutout, and then we rolled it in ink and did it on paper and then painted a background behind it.
Very cool. And what is it that you like most about art?
It sort of can just be whatever, and like you can just put things on paper and it doesn't really matter what it looks like.
How has the pandemic affected your art?
Not really, because I have a lot of painting stuff at home. So I like to paint a lot at home.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Zoe. What is your name?
My name is Edwin Gordetsky.
And who's your art teacher?
My art teacher is Miss English,
And what school do you go to?
Grassland Elementary.
Tell us a little bit about this picture. What inspired you to make it?
We were just doing stained glass, and I'm a perfectionist, meaning I try and perfect things and spend a lot of time on it.
Tell us a little.
What mostly inspired me to do it was that I was thinking about animals that day. So I cut a tiger's face and some animals like a fox here, and if you tilt it like this, you can see the tiger's face better. It's right in the middle. Some other things that inspired me was the fact that I hadn't done a big art project that was hard in a little bit at the time, so I decided to do something exotic.
Very cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you made it there? Is that a cutout on top of a background?
It was a stained glass project, and it was about balance. So we did stained glass. Some things I learned in that class was symmetry means two things are similar or the same, and asymmetry means the exact opposite. Radial means starting at the center and going out.
Well, you definitely captured symmetry and radial. That's
And
beautiful.
What I did was I cut out the thing with the tiger's face. I'm not sharing any secrets. It must be unique to me. And I put tissue paper, colored tissue paper behind it, and little cutouts to make the animals and stuff.
Awesome. Great work. What is it that you like most about art?
The creative freedom you get, and the fact that you can draw anything you want and there would be nobody to criticize it. Except for a few people that are just mean. But you know that they're wrong.
Awesome.
And you can easily remember that and think about that, and it's really nice. It's also a good way to pass time.
Well, thank you very much, Edwin.
You're welcome.
Great work.
Thanks.
All right, what's your name?
Keely Reams,
And who's your art teacher?
Miss Johnson,
And which school do you attend?
Oakview Elementary.
Tell us a little bit about what inspired your picture.
Well, before we went to art class, we read a book about mountains, and there was Himalayan mountains, so I drew a picture about the Himalayan mountains.
Awesome. And how did you make it? What did you use and what was your process?
With paint and old pastels. So I painted the background and then drew the mountains and the grass with old pastels.
Very cool choice of colors that you used there. What else would you like to tell us about the picture?
I did it at nighttime. The scene at nighttime.
Nice. What is it that you like most about art?
I like the drawing different colors and painting.
Awesome. And has the pandemic affected your art at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I got to draw more at home, and I got to draw more at school too.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name?
Karis.
And who is your art teacher?
Miss Smith.
And which school do you attend?
Hunter's Bend.
Tell us a little bit about this picture we're looking at here. What inspired you to create it?
It kind of came off my head randomly. I honestly didn't know what I was doing, but it turned out very beautiful.
It did, I agree. Can you describe to us a little bit what's going on there?
This is a lake. These are a few trees, and this is a bridge.
Excellent. And then tell us a little bit about what you used to make it and how you went about creating it.
I used watercolors and pencil.
Very cool. What was the most fun thing about making it?
It was very calming and very fun and messy.
And what is it that you like most about art?
I enjoy it, and the reason why I enjoy it is because whenever you're alone, it's very calming, and whenever you're like not alone, like you still have so much fun, but you can paint and draw and do whatever you want.
Awesome. And did you do a lot of art during the pandemic?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell us?
I don't think so.
All right, thanks. Great job. Hi, what's your name?
Isabel Autry Luke.
And what is your art teacher's name?
Elizabeth Pitsley.
And what school do you attend?
Bethesda Elementary.
Can you tell us a little bit about this picture that we're looking at here? What inspired you to make it?
A Hydro Flask sticker.
Can you explain that to us a little bit?
So I've always wanted Hydro Flask stickers. So I got a Hydro Flask sticker and practiced it over and over again, and then I drew the picture.
Very cool. And so how did you actually go about making it, and what did you use?
So first I used a pencil and I had to erase a little bit, and then I had to keep going. But and then I used watercolors, and yeah.
Very cool. And what's the title of your picture?
Bright Idea.
That's a cool title. What made you give it that title?
My mom was giving me suggestions and I picked that one.
And what do you like most about art?
Probably that you can just do whatever you want with it.
That is true. What are some other things you want to do with it?
I want to make a volcano exploding.
Very cool. And did you do any artwork during the pandemic?
Whenever I got mad at my mom, I'd draw an angry frog for some reason.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That's a great picture. You did a great job. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Harper Beard.
Hi, Harper. What's your art teacher's name?
Miss Taylor.
And which school do you attend?
I go to Walnut Grove Elementary.
Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired this picture?
Well, my sister Bailey, she was in California, like near the desert, and there's just a ton of cactuses, so I just made a cactus.
And this looks like it was made using some pretty interesting materials. How did you go about creating that?
Well, I just used what was in the art room, and yeah.
So what's the background made of?
I don't really know.
Like some kind of canvas or something?
Burlap.
And then, yeah, tell me how you made the cactus in the bowl.
Well, first we got some chalk and we outlined it, and then we outlined it with the thread, and then we colored it in.
Very cool. What was the most fun part about making that process?
Probably the flowers.
Very cool. Is this your first time sewing yarn into a picture?
Second time.
Second time, so you've mastered the art now.
Kinda.
What's your favorite thing about art?
I love all the fun colors and the different designs you can make with it, and how it lets your creativity flow, and yeah.
And have you been making lots of art during the pandemic?
Yeah, I like to draw.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Great work.
Thank you.
Hello. How
Good.
All right. Can you tell me your name and what school you attend?
I'm Evan Flanagan from Mill Creek Elementary.
Wow, Evan. I see a beautiful piece of artwork that's sitting over next to you. Can you tell me about it? How did you make that?
I made it with a bunch of school supplies and a sharp pencil.
A very sharp pencil,
Yes.
because you are very detailed. And what inspired you to make that? What were you thinking about when you were making that wonderful piece of art? Did you think you wanted to go to school?
Yeah.
And you were at home. This was virtual?
No.
You were doing it at school?
Yeah.
You made that at school? And how does making art and drawing things like that, how does that make you feel while you're doing that?
It just makes me feel calm and it makes me feel good.
Makes you feel calm and good. That's a good thing, especially now, huh? Did you miss being able to make art in school?
Yeah.
You did? What other items do you use to make art at home? Or what's your favorite?
I have this like sketch kit at my house and I like to use that.
You like to use that?
Yeah.
And do you draw animals or many
Yeah.
other things? What are your favorite things to draw?
Like probably like superheroes and like dogs and that stuff.
Very cool. And what's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, cool. Well, Evan, thank you so much for coming out this evening. And you have done a remarkable job. I am very sure you're going to be a famous artist, painter, one day when you grow up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening and thank you. Welcome to the 2021 Williamson County Library Foundation Student Art Show. And can you tell me your name and your school?
My name is Virginia Nix, and I'm the art teacher at Kenrose Elementary.
Wow, thank you so much. Can you tell me, how were you able during this pandemic to motivate your students?
You know, I think the arts throughout history, good times and in bad, the arts really have a great way in helping us to express ourselves and tell our stories in ways that words simply cannot. So through all of this, having students in the building and students online, at first it was a little daunting to think about how am I going to reach everybody, but the students have really just overcome so much and they want to create. They want to tell their stories through art and they want to talk about it with others. So I have been pleasantly surprised with how inspired they are through all of this. Color, line, shape, paint, clay, drawing, they're ready for it.
Wonderful, thank you. And today I see you have a lovely piece of art sitting beside you. Can you tell us who did that wonderful artwork and tell us about the process that was able to create that?
Thank you, I would love to. This is my student Victoria from Kenrose Elementary, and she started the year online, and we were thinking about what kind of materials would our artists at home have that match the materials that our artists in the building have. And so this project was created using washable markers, permanent markers, aluminum foil, and a wet sponge. So it's a form of printmaking, and Victoria went above and beyond. She did a beautiful job. She started by drawing the flowers with a permanent marker, and then colored the aluminum foil with the washable marker. We wet her paper, and she stamped it.
Beautiful. She did a wonderful job, and you did a wonderful job giving those instructions to virtual students at home. And so right now, if you could say anything to your students, what would you say to them about being an artist and being creative in today's world?
That's really important. I was talking to them today. You know, as a teacher, I have to take my own advice a lot of the time, and that's take your time, do your best. Accidents happen, just kind of go with the flow. So I was laughing at myself today because one of my students actually reminded me of that, so that's great. So right now, I would just say now more than ever, create. Doesn't matter what you're creating, doesn't matter what you're using, just keep creating. You know, like I said, in good times and in bad, we need to tell our stories, and let's keep telling them.
So, Ms. Nix, can you tell me what creative ideas have you used this year that you have never done before?
This year was really interesting in that I started filming videos for the students. That was an easy way to reach both the students in the building and the ones online. So through Google Classroom and our art folder activities, I made videos, posted them. Some even got on the Williamson County Facebook page, which was exciting for the kids to see Miss Nix on the internet. And they loved them. They loved the videos, the students at home and the ones in the building at school. So that was a first, and that's something that I'm going to carry over. I think they responded well to it. I responded well to it. At first, it was a little weird to go back and watch yourself on video, but we had a blast. So I think I'll keep doing it.
Wow, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you so much.